Welcome back to G-Man-P, the Great TV. If you tuned in today, hit a like, share, subscribe. If not, we ain't doing no tripping. And I appreciate all my new subscribers on there. And to the ones that been holding me down day one, I appreciate y'all too. Now, what we talking about today is gonna be thick. Which today, Thursday and Friday, I'll be doing more patterns of corrupt patterns of Columbus police officers. And then next week, I'm going to be getting into some different things. And then we're going to come back to more corruption. All right, today's article is a corrupt cabal runs Columbus police, says officers. Mayor Ginther and the city of Columbus have launched at least 2 independent investigations into the Columbus Division of Police. And the mayor recently pronounced that holding bad cops accountable is critical so we may support the vast majority of officers who are committing to keep our neighborhoods safe. But according to several Columbus police officers, the greater problem within the Columbus Police Division is not a few bad apples, but a group of high-ranking white commanding officers. These officers of lower rank who spoke to the Free Press referred to the high-ranking group of commanding officers who are Caucasian as the corrupt regiment, or the cabal. They all agreed this clique has a vice grip on how the department is run and how it police Columbus. Now, of the officers who spoke with the Free Press for this story allowed us to use their names out of fear of losing their job. More specifically, said the anonymous officer, is how this clique has strategized for and encouraged the over-policing of neighborhoods of color. This cabal, they say, has also allowed bad cops to continue to police without holding them accountable for previous civil rights violation and brutality. At the same time, they have held African American officers and female officers to a higher standard of professionalism, while disciplining them stricter and at a higher percentage compared to white male officers. The clique has also promoted their own to run police task force and high-profile units. Chief Thomas Quinlan, a 30-year veteran of the division and appointed chief last year, is part of this clique. Some officers told the Free Press this clique also includes former Chief Kim Jacobs from 2012 to 2019. The division's first woman, an openly gay chief of police for the division. All the officers the Free Press spoke with agreed former Chief Jacobs was one of the leaders of the clique. And even after retirement, she still holds influence. The mayor and the safety director, Ned Pettis, and previous safety directors don't know the internal organs of the division. They don't come over here. They don't see what happens inside, said one anonymous officer. Quinlan is a part of Jacobs' clique. He just became another Chief Jacobs. That's why nothing has changed, and that's why things are even getting worse. When Chief Jacobs took over in 2012, for instance, she removed the deputy chief over internal affairs, a 1A, and ruled that a 1A would not report directly to her. Chief Quinlan returned the deputy chief over 1A, but tweaked division rules so these deputy chiefs adheres to his final say regarding a 1A discipline. Another officer said one reason why the clique essentially runs the division in a rogue manner is because Mayor Ginther and safety director were up until recently 2 hands off. When Mitch Brown was safety director 2000 to 2014, the chief of police here had absolute power, and they just rubber stamped everything they put over there, said the other officer. One anonymous officer who told the Free Press he is white said this crooked leadership trickled down through the ranks. This trickle-down effect influenced the overall policing of Columbus. Look at how we police the black community compared to other communities, says the white officer. If we take an officer from Mount Vernon, which is a black community, and put them in Bethel Road community, which is a white high-paying community, they are not going to police the same way. The respect for the Bethel Road people is going to be different. They are not going to they're not going to be pulling people over all the time. They're not going to be making traffic stops as much as they do in the black community or the poor community. It's just the way that they police and how they handle people differently. The officers told the Free Press they agreed that the clique has control over internal affairs, as we mentioned. Because of this, investigations never hardly ever come out unless there is hard evidence against the officers. Deputy Chief Jennifer Knight, who was promoted to Deputy Chief just this May and who was widely witnessed on downtown streets seeking peace with protesters, is part of the clique and one of the leaders, says the anonymous officer. And when Knight ran a 1A 2014 to 2017, she slated investigations so the city was never liable of anything because the division is not sustained or serious allegations. Deputy Chief Knight indeed met with several protest leaders on downtown streets and in private. She befriended them, so she placated them, said another officer. Her name is involved in a lot of internal discrimination lawsuits. The officer agreed that the change City Council and Columbus City Attorney Zach Klein are significant and will make a difference, but we need more. For example, City Council passed a measure in late July restricting and reforming no-knock search warrants, the same type of warrant that killed Breonna Taylor. This is going to change a lot of behavior. Now they have to have video cameras on them when they go into people's houses. This will change a lot. It's going to be able to see what they do, keeping an eye on them, says one officer. These officers echo what protest leaders have been saying for weeks. The only way to change Columbus police is by changing city policy, city law. The regiment isn't changing unless city council pushes them to do it. They like the way things are. They like the system the way it is. We've been the division out of control for a while. Now the mayor's trying to rein us in. The regiment doesn't like that. One officer was adamant, we need a reset button. We need a new chief from the outside who's honest. And we need to hit this reset button because things are crazy and not right. See, here in Columbus, it's not just the police department. It's not just the justice department. It's not just the different businesses around. They bewitch people. They're good. Here in Ohio, that's one of the main things they do. They bewitch you. And if you don't know what bewitch is, it's kind of how they were saying how Miss Knight would go and meet up with these protesters behind the scenes. She'll act like your friend, and then once she gets the information she needs and she bees your friend, behind closed doors, they're trying to find a way to bring you down. They're trying to put a plan together to bring you down and take. That's what bewitch means. So this state, that's why this state, if all this is going on, is because of this, part of this bewitching. This bewitching, it's in all, it's a facet, it's all around. And I want to get on this new police chief they got in here. This black lady, I forget her name. It's a black lady from Detroit. I don't know what made them go get somebody from Detroit. They're doing worse than us. You understand? They needed to get somebody that, okay, truth and honest, but somebody that knows about Ohio. Not nobody that don't know nothing. She don't know nothing about what's going on. She don't know that they run like cliques and been doing illegal stuff for years. Or half of the people. And another thing I want to touch on too is how all the ammunition, all that ammunition, I don't know, thousands of rounds of ammunition got stolen. It was somebody from who quit that was in the department. Ain't no average person just gonna know where the shipment of ammunition is coming from. It was your own people that stole that. So we just getting into some more little corruption that they out here doing, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. So everybody that was tuned in to G Man P the Great TV, I appreciate it. And to the ones that wasn't, we ain't doing no tripping. Peace.